What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing some Shadow Cacturne in the Go Battle League. Now, I was planning on doing more Master League, but honestly, yesterday, the queue times were so bad, so I figured might as well run a Pokemon that leads for some quicker games, some fun games as well. We'll see what it can do. It's one of the most hyper-offensive Pokemon in the game, having Sucker Punch as well as Trailblaze, so a massive amount of fast swing pressure, but it's also one of the squishiest Pokemon in the entire franchise, so we'll see if it's going to be able to put in the work. Real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. Let's get into the battles and see what Cacturne can do. First opponent of the day, of course we fight Stone Collection, one of the best battlers in Europe. And he's using, oh, okay, this is probably on Fury Cutter, that's so bad. Uh-oh, Cacturne, one of the weakest Pokemon when it comes to Bug-type damage, obviously. I'm going to save swap here into my Seeking, and we see a Ferrothorn come in, which is not inherently the best Pokemon to see, but I guess I bait this out, so I don't have to deal with it with my Jellicent. I do a lot of neutral damage here, but Power Whip is going to do a lot to us, and honestly, Cacturne doesn't really want to take it either, because Cacturne is very squishy. I'm going to no-shield this. I might survive after that debuff and get a second move off. I do. And yeah, okay, I can reach the Icy Wind. I might go for a little bit of an undercharge here, just to try to get more energy on my Cacturne. I was going to, then I wimped out at the end. I don't know. Cacturne is probably not super useful this game either way. At least they're at -2, right? Probably not a Flash Cannon. It might be a Thunder or a Power Whip or maybe a Mirror Shot. If it is Flash Cannon, then that's annoying. Yeah, just a Power Whip. That's -2, by the way. Just want to point that out there. -2, I took, like... How much was that? Like, half my HP? And then, like, 3 more Fury Cutters basically just one-shot us. So, unfortunately, this is looking a little bit awkward. Luckily, Jelly is going to be able to wall off a lot of what the Samurott can do. But the really bad thing about this is that I still have a Cacturne in the backline that is at, like, a 3rd HP. And almost certainly, if they swapped out, they've got to have something in the backline that's also good into Cacturne. I would be surprised if Cacturne has much play. We'll shield the next one, because honestly, Hydro Cannons plus Fury Cutters add up quite a bit more than I'd like. And I guess we just hope that in the backline is, for some reason, a Jellicent. Alright. I'm gonna go for the Surf here immediately, just try to get that shield down. Maybe we get a knockout, or put them into Hex down range if they let it go. I don't know what they're gonna do. They shield, okay. Don't love that. Let's see what happens. I really don't know what to do here, because I don't love going down shields with my Shadow Cacturne, but I think I kind of have to at this point. I'm going to go for the Surf. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. I guess I miscounted. I might not even see the 3rd, unfortunately for me. I kind of needed energy here to outpace something in the backline to, like, a Shadow Ball, but yeah. Okay, well, that was one of the worst teams I could see. I didn't expect to see a lot of Samurotts, and I really didn't expect to see any Ferrothorns. Surely that's a one-off, right? Alright, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Cacturne into Electrode. Okay, I mean, this is where I want to see it, right? I do resist a lot of the electric-type damage here, although I don't think you necessarily resist anything when it comes to using Shadow Cacturne. They bring in an Amongus, and they throw after... I think that was only 4. I think that's only a foul play coming through. We should survive that pretty easily here. And then, I mean, we can Icy Wind them, debuff their attack stat, and hopefully survive the next move that they throw. At this point, they've already been pretty weak, though, to our Cacturne, right? Oh, they shield that? 2, 3, 4. I mean, the way I see it, I don't necessarily need Switch as bad as they do right now. Maybe I do. Maybe there's something in the backline that I absolutely need Switch against. Unfortunately, I don't get that move off. But you know, that's fine. They're still debuffed here. I get a lot of energy on my Cacturne. And I don't think there's a lot of things in the game that really want to take a charge attack from Cacturne. At least if they have something in the back that does, you know, so be it. So be it. We'll see. And it's not like Jelly can't put in some play against that Electrode as well. They do get farmed down. What comes in here? I have a lot of energy, so something's going to have to take a move. It's going to be a Cacturne. Was that Acid or Poison Sting? It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. I'm just going to go full send on the Trailblaze, though, and try to get a shield if I can. Oh, it's a Shadow Tentacruel. It is on Poison Sting as well. I just farmed this down. Holy crap. Okay. I farmed that all the way down. I Trailblaze, and I think I just get another Trailblaze in just a second, and I Sucker Punch through this. Shadow Tentacruel. Not exactly the bulkiest Pokemon in the game. It is decently bulky, I should say, but not as bulky as they would have needed it to be. although we almost get Thundershock down. It was kind of crazy how much damage I was taking just from the Poison Sting damage, though. Because it was Poison Sting, right? That's not a damaging move. That's the least damaging move they could have had. And yet we nearly got farmed down. We'll take it, though. We'll take it. All right, next battle. Shadow Cacturne into Toadscruel. Wait, that's actually really good. That's actually really good because we resist that Mud Slap damage. We do a lot of Sucker Punch damage as well. Oh, Wheezing comes in. Don't really have a hard response to this, but I think Seeking's actually a pretty good answer just in general. 7. All right. Well, Sludge doesn't knock us out here, so we can no-shield this. Oh, or Brutal Swing. Maybe they're on Overheat? Okay, that's actually huge. If they're on Overheat, then I don't really care about shielding this move. I can just let this go now, and then get either both shields down, or potentially just win Switch Advantage. Yeah, we should win CMP. And Drill Run is going to be able to pretty easily knock them out if they let it go. So they're at 5. I wonder if they're going to try to shield this and swap out at some point. They do shield. I'm going to go for a CMP here. I did go for the Icy Wind, because I feel like if they're going to shield once, they shield twice. Surely. Maybe I'm just crazy, though. Yeah, okay, we got the shield, actually. That's huge. They're at 1 right now. Man, do I want to do this again? Maybe I do. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, they undercharge. Okay. Smart undercharge, honestly. But I'm just fully investing in my Cacturne right now. Whether or not that's a good play, we'll find out, won't we? Jelly can survive a debuffed Brutal Swing pretty easily here. So I'm just going to come in here, let this go. And, I mean, it's been Toadscruel plus Wheezing. I don't really know what kind of team comp that is. Like, what would they have in the back with this? There's probably a lot of things that could be back there. They get their next move off first. And I guess we're just going to go for the next Surf here after a Hex. Just try to get this out of here if we can. Make it so I don't have to worry about it with my Cacturne. And we'll see if whatever's in the backline, my Cacturne can just beat. I still have a bit of my Jelly around too, so that's pretty nice. Okay. Not exactly the best Pokemon to see here. That might actually be one of the worst that I could see, but I have Dynamic Punch. Fairy Wind adds up quite a bit. I don't love that. Dynamic does a lot. They go for a Bulldoze. I hate shielding a Bulldoze, but I literally have to, so that's what we're going to go for. Yeah, I forgot Tinkaton's actually a decent pick in this meta. No defense drop is big. A defense drop there would have been really bad for us, I'm not going to lie. So they're at 1 Mud Slap right now on that Toadscruel, right? So I can get a few Sucker Punches off against them just to try to put them into range where a Shadow Ball knocks out. 2, 3, 4. If this is Shadow Ball range, I should be fine. But it is Toadscruel. There's a chance they survive that. Okay, we'll go for the CMP, get as many hexes as we can here. And if a Shadow Ball is able to do just over 50% of a Toadscruel's HP, we win. It's gonna be close, though. It's gonna be really close. I don't know if we have this one or not. We'll see. Shadow Ball's a strong move, right? But Toadscruel's pretty bulky. That's honestly not even that close, unfortunately. They survive. It was like maybe 45% that it does. That's annoying. I mean, I kind of figured that would happen, though. I need to stop investing on, like, I don't know, just shield advantage, Cacturne sweeping the backline. Especially now that I remember Tinkaton's a thing. Tinkaton is a real thing. All right, next battle. Shadow Cacturne into Shadow Gator. Okay, that is a good lead. I have a lot of play here. They're likely on Crunch in this meta because of Jellicent being everywhere. And they're staying in. Actually, whoa. Can I just, like, one shield farm this down? I think I might be able to. As long as I don't throw a charge attack here, then I think I'm fine. They might swap, though, right? They get a shield here for free with a Hydro, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a switch. Shadow Astonish Mawile comes in. Okay. 4. Could be a Vice Grip, I suppose. But I do survive this. I don't know what the common moveset is on Mawiles. Oh, well, Power Up Punch, I guess, being thrown. That's fine. Drill Run would one-shot them. I'm taking a bit of a risk by going for a bait here, but I mean, they don't want to be in a spot where they rely solely on their final Pokemon, right? No, we do get a shield. 2, 3. Well, that's just another Power-Up Punch, right? I just no-shield this and I get a Drill Run off. I wonder what their other move is. I kind of expected if they had Vice Grip that they would have thrown it, but no, they did not. Wouldn't be surprised if they let this go. But they could shield this up too. If they do shield, it's like, are they on play rough? If they're not on play rough, then I wall them with my jelly. Okay. I'm coming in Jellicent, I think. I think that's the play. And, I mean, they're debuffed. Actually, no, they're not. They've pupped twice, so they're not actually debuffed. They catch. They did catch on Feraligatr. Okay. Whatever, I guess. Is that bad for me, though? I don't know how bad that is. Because, I mean, I have a lot of energy on my Cacturne still. And I can just win CMP against that Mawile and knock it out straight up. I'm kind of surprised they would go that route. Dynamic should knock out, right? I mean, it's a Shadow Mawile. It probably basically one-shots. I don't know if a Trailblaze would have been enough there, though, so that's why I didn't go for it. Oh, they didn't give me the... Okay, they didn't give me the Cacturne Suite, but it's fine. We'll take it. All right, next opponent. Shadow Cacturne into Seeking. If I'm being honest, that is a pretty bad lead. I'm going to Safe Swap into my Jelly, because I don't really have a great way to deal with this Pokemon. But if I get Shields down, then I'm not in as bad a spot here. So I'm going to go in and just go for Shadow Balls. I want to guarantee Shields go down. They are likely on Crunch, right? Because I think Jelly is the public enemy #1 in this meta, and Crunch just really rounds out this matchup. But if they're not, they have to double Hydro Cannon us. They're at 10, so 4 if they end up going for a Crunch here. 5 if they go for a Hydro. It is Crunch, so they're at 4. 5. I should be able to shield this and farm all the way down. Then I can Trailblaze against that Seeking. And then I should be in a good spot. Hopefully. Like, that's the plan. Do we get the farm down? We do, okay. We'll Trailblaze immediately here. It's already been, actually, I was going to say, maybe you should wait and see what comes in, just so in case we don't want to Trailblaze, we wouldn't throw it, but no, we just instantly Trailblaze, and it's a Tinkaton in the back. Which, honestly, might almost just be more playable for my Shadow Cacturne here. 6, that's only a Bulldoze. I survived that. I'll no-shield that and then Dynamic Punch. Well, that's fine too. I mean, they have to shield a Dynamic Punch, right? I'm kind of surprised they brought this in, but maybe it makes sense. Oh, that knocks me out! No! I thought I'd survive. I don't know why I thought I'd survive, but I thought I would. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. Because now they could lock me in with a permanent Icy Wind debuff. I no-shielded the first because I feel like that's the most likely bait. But they don't go for it. So that means I get a full power Drill Run off into them. And as long as I'm 4 pecks away from a Drill Run coming out of this matchup, I can outpace the other guy. But I don't know if after a debuff, if I'd have enough damage to knock out that Tinkaton. We'll see. We go for the CMP? I don't know. Yeah, I don't love this necessarily. They have the Bulldoze. They just CMP'd us here, so that knocks us out if this Bulldoze, or the Drill Run rather, is not enough. Oh, it is enough! Can I survive the Pex, please? Alright, Shadow Cacturne into Shadow Victory Bell. Now, again, this is a lead that I don't love necessarily, right? But Sucker Punch adds up. I mean, so does Acid, but this is just a pretty quick matchup through and through here. Oh my goodness. I actually was not thinking that I was about to get fully farmed down before I reached a single charge attack. Never mind. That is no longer the neutral matchup that I thought it was. That is an abysmal matchup, and I can't believe how bad it is. Okay, this is not looking amazing. This is not looking great, but I guess I bait out the Jelly. There could be a lot of things in the back. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Feraligatr or a Seeking. I'm going to go for the Icy Wind just so I survive the Shadow Ball. That should give me a little bit more wiggle room this game, where I can keep my Seeking around without having to go for a shield. And then, I don't know, maybe I can bring in my Cacturne now? If I can bring in Cacturne and go for a Trailblaze, I'd be so happy. But I'm not quite there. I need to... Oh, they shield that? Wait, that's actually massive that I got a shield there. They're at 4, so they have another Shadow Ball, but I either get a shield here or a knockout. What do they do? They do shield. That's not good. Ah. The Grimmsnarl in the back. Oh no. Alright, next game. Shadow Cacturne into Jelly. Okay, there we go. You know, Cacturne likes seeing this. It's the things in the back that normally are kind of scary, though. Oh my goodness. 2 pecks. I'm so slow on my counter swaps today. I don't know why. But, like, I should be quicker than I am. This could be a Shadow Ball, so we get his shield guaranteed. Honestly, even without his shield, I'm fine getting the guaranteed damage. Nice, but we do get the shield. They're at back-to-back +1 if they're on Psyshock or Sphere. They're at 4 past the Gleam if they have that. Okay, so they're at 6. 7. I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like a 2 shield advantage is not a bad thing either. 1, 2. So they're at 4 right now. I wonder, how exactly do they play this out? They shield that. You know, maybe I should stop relying so much on my Cacturne, but, like, I just have faith in the guy. Well, they bring in a Tentacruel here, which is crazy to me. It's like, this is kind of where I want to be, right? I don't hate this matchup at all. And then, do I just save shields for my Cacturne at this point? I don't know. Maybe. I might need to shield once. I don't want to. I'm not going to. You can't make me. And I'll bank an attack here. Come with my Cacturne, go for a full Sucker Punch down, and now I should be able to Trailblaze against that Togekiss when it comes back in. Or if they bring in the Jelly, then I just bank up more energy. Nice. I mean, Trailblaze should knock out, right? It should be enough. It's Shadow Cacturne. With how much damage the Pecks are doing to me, this better be enough. Yes, okay. And now Jelly is in for a world of hurt. Yeah, okay. You know, that was actually way closer than it should have been with Cacturne into Jelly. These Hexes nearly knocked me out. But Trailblaze knocks out the Jelly. We knock out the Togekiss with the Trailblaze too, so honestly, that's one of the best games I've ever seen. Alright, next opponent. I hope that Shadow Cacturne can, you know, keep on winning the lead. That helps. And that is a good lead. I would imagine they're on Spark. Like, if you're running Lanturn in this meta, you're not running it to be a Water type, right? You're running it to be an Electric type. Yeah, and we see a Pelipper come in, of all things. I don't know how good or bad this is for my Jellicent. 9. Alright. I mean, they're obviously trying to bait something out here, but what? I don't think I'm that concerned about Switch. I've got to stop saying that, but, like, I don't think I am. Because Lanturn is not great whatsoever when it comes to dealing with Seeking. They do shield, who would have thought? Does Weather Ball knock me out here? It might. I'm gonna risk that it doesn't, and no shield. Okay. Okay, Jelly. That's a little bit busted. Jelly might just be the best Pokemon in this meta. I say might as if we don't already know it. They double shield. Okay, they really want Switch. I don't know why. I guess we'll find out shortly, right? Like, what hard counter to Cacturne do they have in the back? They likely go for an annoying play here where they bait us. And a bait is, you know, it's smart, but it's annoying. They do bait. They Weather Ball. Okay. I'm gonna shield this and just fully farm down, I think. They Weather Ball again? They're really annoying. I don't like them. Okay. Well, we do whatever that is, just to guarantee that thing goes away. I have so much energy right now. Oh my goodness, it's a Shadow Mawile. Why? Why is there a Shadow Mawile here? With Fire Fang, nonetheless. If it was on Astonish, I could understand. Fire Fang is crazy. They're at a power-up punch, but they're not going to reach anything bigger, surely. Is this a Vice Grip? It might actually be a Vice Grip. I wish they didn't reach a Vice Grip. They did. Okay, that's on me. I probably should have thrown my move there, because I could have maybe got some more Pecks off against this Lanturn. I don't know if 2 Drill Runs 2-shot from full HP. That actually might just be the difference. We'll see, please. It might be enough. It's gonna be close. Heck doesn't do a lot of fast swing pressure, and Lanturn is bulky, but maybe Seeking is amazing. Okay, yeah, we win, because I guess Seeking up energy is all you need. Alright, next battle. I mean, it's been kind of working with Cacturne. It's alright. It's not alright anymore. This is just the worst. This is so bad. I do have two things in the back that can kind of deal with it, but Tinkaton is not a Pokemon I want to have to try to deal with here. We'll go for a Drill Run immediately. Shadow Gator, once again, likely on Crunch. So they do have ways to hit against my Seeking, but the big question is, do they go for the Crunch? Oh, they no-shield that, actually. They probably just double Hydro, right? Yeah. And I know that Seeking can win CMP, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to let this go, because I should survive the Hydro Cannon and barely peck down. I'll have energy for whatever comes in. I'm just hoping there's another Water type in the back, whatever that might be. And if it is a Water type, I'm hoping it's a Water type that I have a lot of play into, specifically with my Cacturne. But they do give up Switch pretty easily there, so I don't know. Like, you wouldn't give up Switch if you had, like, Jelly in the back, right? That'd be crazy. But at least I resist Gigaton Hammer, so that's not the end of the world. And they throw in pretty bad timing here, too. I don't know what's going to be in the back, then. Gigaton Hammer does do... I mean, it does a decent chunk of damage still. I'm just going to surf this quickly, though. I want to make sure we get his shield, or just get the Fairy type out of the way. Surf does knock out. What's in the back? Get the Fairy type out of the way, I said. What if there's a second Fairy type? What if there's two? Why are there two? That's not great. My poor Cacturne! My poor Cacturne, what the heck? Alright, next game. Shadow Cactus into Shadow Torterra. Jeez, okay. I prefer to see this here on my Grass type, probably. And we see this come in. I don't need Switch. I know I've said that a lot, but, like, for once I actually, like, legitimately mean it, because I have access to two things with a lot of damage into Torterra. I have Icy Wind and Peck on my Seeking. I resist Mud Slap on my Cacturne. Although, as we say, anytime you resist anything on Cacturne, you don't actually resist it. Like, you're a freaking Cacturne. You take a lot of damage either way. But Drill Run's gonna hurt. We do survive 2, however. And because of my Sucker Punch damage, they should be in range here, where the Shadow Ball does knock out. Smart play kind of by them. They decide not to throw just yet. And by not throwing, they are going to be able to overfarm here and guarantee their next Drill Run will be enough to knock me out. But again, I can just let this go. And I can just freely safe swap my Seeking here. Either they bring in the Torterra and I Icy with them and one-shot them, or they don't. And, like, I mean, I'm still in a pretty good spot. Okay, we see a Lanturn come in, but we already learned this is not that bad of a matchup. They are at 8. So they could have a Thunderbolt right now. Wow, that's like a really bad Lanturn. The last one I fought didn't take anywhere near that much damage. Probably a Surf coming through. But I'm going to shield this anyway. It is a Thunderbolt, so they're at 2. Okay. And we'll go for the Drill Run on CMP. Just guarantee we have as much energy as possible coming out of this. We want to make sure that we don't give them any wiggle room if we can. They probably have to bring in Torterra here and just kind of, like, sacrifice it. Or they try to, like, catch, I guess. They're trying to catch an Icy Wind. Luckily, we see it coming. We go for the Drill Run here instead. And this should knock them out. And I don't think they can Mud Slap me down even before I just get another Icy Wind off. Let's go. Okay. See, that team right there. I want to see more of those. Just teams completely weak to Cacturne. Although I didn't really use much Cacturne that game. Next opponent. Shadow Cactus into Seeking. Okay. We've kind of struggled against these Seeking leads so far, so I'm going to just swap in my own Seeking and hope for the best. I don't necessarily love being down energy in the mirror match, but it's better than getting RPS'd, I guess. I'll let this go. I don't really care whatever it is. It is a Drill Run, so we survived that pretty easily. Might try to go for a catch, or maybe they just stay in and play out the zeros. They're staying in so far. So, do we get a shield here or not? We don't, okay. Oh, but they bring in a guy now. I wasn't really expecting that. Man, I wish I could swap into my Cacturne right now. But I can't just yet. 7. I mean, I should still be able to, like, just one shield farm down. Because they're at 2 after a Hydro Cannon, so they should be 3 away from the next. Yeah, okay. And, like, Seeking's pretty low at this point, too. They're waiting down their switch clock, which makes sense. We try to catch, doesn't maybe work? I don't know. Maybe they reacted to it. Maybe they didn't. They do Icy Wind. Maybe that was intentional, though. Maybe they want to debuff us? They come in Amongus, so... Yeah, honestly, I don't love that. 5. Because I don't have a lot of damage with charge attacks into Amongus with my Cacturne. They do shield that. But if I get them to throw energy here, I'm happy. I meant, like, not on CMP, though. I think I have to shield this just in hopes that they're not running Sludge Bomb, which I really don't know if they do or not. But I need to either get a shield here or a massive amount of damage against them with the Shadow Ball. They might think I have payback, right? So there is a chance we get a no-shield here. They do let that go. But that does show a certain confidence in this Amongus maybe having Sludge Bomb that I don't love. But if they're not on Sludge Bomb, just think about how much play we still have in this game. They throw an alignment. Like, you wouldn't throw an alignment unless you have Sludge Bomb, right? Grass Knot doesn't knock us out, but it would hurt. Ah, yeah. And we get Astonished down. And the Mushroom in the back. Too tricky to take down. Next opponent. Shadow Cacturne into Tinkaton. Oh boy. We do not love this. But we have ways around this, right? Surely? Okay. You know, honestly, this isn't terrible. And since I know I never one-shot here with a Drill Run, I'm actually going to Icy Wind first. That way I survive the damage they throw against me just a little bit easier. Because I know, like, it doesn't really matter if they shield that or not. Over time, I'll be able to knock them out with a Drill Run anyway. They likely crunch us, especially after that debuff. Hopefully they don't debuff us. I had to say something. Alright. You know, it's still kind of fine. It's still kind of fine. I wish they didn't just do that, though. Because now they might be able to brute force the 2s. We'll shield this up because it's like, again, we literally have to. Seeking needs to put in so much work this game to have any chance of us winning. But that debuff also makes it so much easier for Tinkaton if it comes back in to just Fairy Wind us down. I do shield that, actually. Okay. Hopefully I get a second debuff here. I'd love a second, or like, a second shield, rather. I'd be surprised if they no-shield this after shielding once. Nice, so we do get another shield. And we've already seen Crunch, right? Which means this is a double debuffed Feraligatr without Ice Beam, unless they're, like, for some reason, not running Hydro Cannon? That'd be crazy. I'd say I've seen crazier, but honestly, I don't know if I have. Yeah, just a Hydro. I would say easy live, but that would be such a lie. We'll bank some energy on our Cacturne and hope that we can have some play with our Jelly. I know that Gigaton Hammer doesn't quite two-shot us. They bulldoze. Oh, they might be kind of scared. Oh, of course they get the debuff. But, I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with this. We have a lot of energy still in the back line. They're just straight bulldozing. No second debuff. That's nice. Ooh, okay. Very playable, I think. Can I switch? No. But, I mean, I should be able to shield this up. Hopefully go for a farm down here and throw a move into the Tinkaton. I have back-to-back Shadow Balls. As long as I land a move with my Jelly into the Tinkaton, I should be fine. because I have a Dynamic Punch also loaded on my Cacturne. But they don't even go for a CMP. I don't know if they had a Bulldoze just yet or not, but like either way, we should be very fine now. Because we have a move here. Even if they do snipe us down, Cacturne easily wins CMP and Dynamic Punches. There we go. You know, that was an interesting team. I'm glad we actually were able to win that one. Seeking Safe Swap finally was able to not just get hard countered, and we're able to win. All right, next opponent. Cacturne into left key. Now, this is actually, I think, a deceptively good match for Cacturne. I know I'm doing a lot of resisted damage, but so are they. Oh, they just switch. Okay. I thought that would be a Togekiss, but it's a Togetic. I honestly have no idea how that changes things here. Are they on Dazzling Gleam or Psyshock in this meta? I think on a safe swap, Psyshock makes a lot of sense to try to bait out like a Tentacruel or like a Weezing. And if that's the case, I mean, I survive moves no matter what. I'll no-shield this just to see what they do. They do have Psyshock, nice. They don't have the fast move pressure that Togekiss has. So I'm able to survive that a little bit easier than they might like. And I don't know exactly if I want to go for switch advantages this game, because I feel like there's a very high chance that in the back could be a Togekiss or like another fairy type. And the Klefki's not that bad for our Seeking. Oh, they let that go. I mean, I get a Surf off here, right? Yeah, so that's not terrible. But things can maybe get a little bit awkward. If it is Togekiss, it's not like Seeking's a hard answer, right? Seven. I mean, I have a move loaded, actually, so I don't think it's a bad shield here either way. They're going to take a lot of damage on Togekiss. They might just Foul Play, though. They do Flash Cannon, nice. We instant swap when they do, and their final Pokemon is not what I thought it would be. Shadow Victory Bell, okay. This game's gonna get weird. I'll get a shield here with the Icy Wind, right? But what is gonna be so awkward about this is the fact that the Klefki is still outside of Sucker Punch downrange. They do shield that. 4. Okay, so I should farm this down. As long as I, like, farm down in 3 Sucker Punches, I'm not going to be that low on my Cacturne, and I'm going to be able to double Trailblaze the Klefki. Nice. 3 are enough. I did Lagaturn, that's kind of funny. But we should be fine. Because we should just be able to go for 2 Trailblazes. They Flash Cannoned us a second ago. If they went for Foul Play, they'd actually be at it right now. At the next Foul Play, that is. And that would have been enough. Luckily, we did shield properly. And we get the Trailblaze. And Cacturne actually gets the win. That's an interesting team. I thought it would be like a second fairy type for sure. But I guess Togetic Safe Swap just to bait out like the Weezings or something for the Victory Bell in the back. It's kind of a cool team, I guess. Oh, a 3-2. Okay, you know, positive with Shadow Cacturne. It's not that bad, right? Just avoid the fairies. And then it's got some play. This team worked out way better than I really think it should have. I mean, Jellicent as well as Seeking are some of the best picks in the meta. I know that Cacturne on its own has some play in the meta, but it is all or nothing sometimes, but it is a lot of fun to use. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.